Pod of the Dead Network.
Hello and welcome to Pod of the Dead. On today's episode, we are covering the 2024 sleazy 80s throwback, Maxine. On today's episode, I am joined by Tyler and Dustin. What's up, guys?
What's
Hello.
happening?
So, this is the third part of a trilogy, or the second part of a duet, depending on how you watch these movies, because you can get away with watching this film without ever watching Pearl. It's like a direct sequel to X, and Pearl's a prequel to it. What is your history with these films or the director Ty West?
I love Pearl. That's definitely up there in my favorite movies. But yeah, Ty West as a director, though, I'm not super familiar with his work, but I love this trilogy, though.
Yeah, I fell in love with Ty West as soon as I saw House of the Devil. That movie's just fantastic and bananas.
Yes.
When I saw X, I loved him even more because I had never seen an elder slasher before.
Yeah. It's
Especially one where they're so horny.
it's basically Lemon Party the movie, right? But
Oh,
but no, like yeah, like I've been on this wild ride with Ty West for a long time, from House of the Devil, The Innkeepers, fucking
Yeah, Innkeepers was good.
I've got another one of his films back here too that I just picked up and watched. Yeah, it is what it is. It's like a found footage kind of film that he did, but then it was like, oh, during COVID, he's filming two movies at the same time, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, all right. And it's like got one of our modern day scream queens, Mia Goth, in it. I'm like, yep, I'm down, and love those movies. And then this one came out a couple years later, and it was one of the first movies that the original cast of Pod of the Dead actually got to see all together. We went to the theaters and saw it like opening weekend and everything. And your mileage may vary on it. The more I've watched it, the more I like it. The first time I watched it, though, I was kind of like, but what? At the end of this film, right? But the more I watch it, the more I do dig it.
The same. I was a little underwhelmed at first watching, but second watching, I liked it more.
Yeah, because you know what you're in for. I think that's the biggest thing, is because the other two films, it doesn't go as it really does go like schlocky at the end of this film, but it's also kind of meant to, because the trilogy is made in the eras that it's set. So I was just talking to Tyler before we recorded. So X is set in the late 70s, and it's basically set up like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was from the 70s. Pearl is from like the late 40s, early 50s. That's why it feels like The Wizard of Oz. And then this one's like a Brian De Palma, like 80s sleazy, grimy New York City. Kind of has that like Maniac vibe to like the city and everything, which I am just all about. And it just has one of those like kind of like what the fuck kind of endings, like it was this guy or whatever. It also like leans into giallo films and stuff, like the leathered hands and everything. Like it definitely leans into that as well. But Maxine is a 2024 American horror film written, directed, produced, and edited by Ty West. It is the third and final installment. Final in quotations. He's saying that there is possibly a fourth if you can get the financing for it, of the X trilogy, and is a direct sequel to X. Mia Goth reprises her role as Maxine Meeks, starring alongside Elizabeth Debicki, Moses Sumney, Michelle Monaghan, Bobby Cannavale, I'm going to guess, the singer Halsey, Lily Collins. All right, this is the name that we tried on offline. Giancarlo Esposito, and then the Scream King himself, Kevin Bacon. In the film, Maxine sets out for fame and success in the 80s while being targeted by a mysterious killer. So that's what Wikipedia tells us. But I like to think that we can probably zhuzh this up a little bit with our own back of the box, explanation of this film. So, Tyler, would you like to give me your back of the box of Maxine?
You got this small town big dreams girl who's trying to break out of the realm that she pigeonholed herself into in the porn industry by getting into horror, which honestly I think is a really good segue, if I'm being honest.
Yep.
But she's being tailed by, well, Kevin Bacon, of course, but the man behind Kevin Bacon, who we don't know, a killer. Dun dun dun.
I like the duh duh duh. All right, Dustin, what you got?
You mind if I do it in the voice of Kevin Bacon?
Go right ahead.
Please.
Do
Well,
like
our
mine.
heroine, she barely escaped them elder slashers in that movie X. And now she's in a real pickle down in Hollywood. Yep, she's trying to make the leap from porn to movie star. We've seen it 1,000 times, haven't we? But her religious fanatic father has other plans. Mhm.
The sets it off.
Excellent.
Yeah, so mine is Hollywood, 1985. The coke is cheap and the murders are frequent. Maxine Meeks is ready for her close-up, if she can survive it. She's clawing her way to stardom, but so is a mass killer with a VCR fetish. Lights, camera, coke goose.
I got chills. That was good.
What's
Yeah.
a guy got to do to get a Coke Goose
I
around
know,
here?
right?
Come on.
Come on. In this economy, like a coke goose in every fucking living room should be had right
Have
now.
you tried porn, Tyler?
Well, I don't know if this is the podcast for that.
It can be.
Ooh.
So, let's kind of rank before we really get into this film of the X trilogy. You guys have seen all three of them, I imagine, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is your personal rankings of these films? I know, Tyler, I'll let you start because you'd already said that like Pearl is like god tier kind of movie for you. So, what is your
Easily.
ranking?
So, of course, Pearl's up here. I really like X as a movie. Like, just as a standalone, I think that movie is wonderful. So I'm gonna have to go and place that at second. And as much as I love Maxine, I do think it has its faults, which is why, even though it's a fun watch, I gotta place it at the bottom.
That's fair. It's fair. I don't agree, but it's fair. What do you got, Dustin?
I'd probably go X Pearl Maxine.
Oh my God. I am so not. We're all going to have different rankings of this.
Good. Yeah, that's a good thing.
So I have my ranking of it from the bottom up is Pearl is my last place film, personally. Only because like I watched it once and I really like the end of that movie. The rest of it's okay to me. Like I appreciate it as an artistic outlet and everything. I really like that Mia Goth got to help write it and everything. Like there's a lot of cool stuff there. But as an enjoyable viewing for me, it's third. X is then second. Because it's kind of a cookie cuttery film in a way. It's awesome. I love it. Like there's some really cool scenes in it, but at the end of the day, it's old people fucking and then old people killing. Well, just like it's good.
How are you not ranking that number one? Just by that description alone. Where have you ever seen that before? I that's the thing about being
Do you want to know?
surprised.
You're asking a question you don't want an answer to.
Grandma's house, 1994.
Ooh.
The peach pie was a flowing and so was grandma. So
Jesus Christ.
but Maxine is probably my favorite And it might be recency biased. It could be, but there's so much about it with like the soundtrack, like that fucking 80s sleaze. I'm all about that. Kevin Bacon. I mean, need I say more? Fucking car crushing scene, really bad wig on her manager. Like, I'm just here for it all day long. Her fucking, like, her gay best friend that works at the video store. There's a
Yeah.
fucking video store in this movie. Like, it's just, it's so coded for me that even though the ending of X and Pearl are better endings to the films, this I find to be a more enjoyable watch all the way through, even though it does stumble at the end. But I'm so used to that in horror films specifically. A lot of them kind of like fumble the landings, that it's not that big of a deal, because it's still like, at the end of the day, it's so batshit crazy at the end when you're talking about like, oh, televangelist dad, cult, shotguns. Okay, whatever. It's just a fucking Coke Goose ending. So like, the first time I'd watched it, it was like, I don't know where X is up here. Like, X is untouchable. And then like after a couple more watches, I was just like, son of a bitch, you got me. So, but yeah, so it's crazy. This is an A24 film, right? And it came out in 2024, a couple years after X and Pearl, that came out, I believe, in the same year. So, off of the buzz of those two films, he got the green light to make Maxine. What do you think his budget was for this film?
7 million?
I'm gonna say 15.
All right. So this movie was made for $10 million. To give you some context, the first film was made for $5 million. And then Pearl, if you give me 1 second, if I click the right tabs, Pearl was made for 4.8. So Pearl was actually made for less, but it also has a cast of like 4 people.
Including the Scarecrow?
Nah, he's non-union. They didn't pay him.
Did she bang this scarecrow? Can you remind me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Goddamn right she does.
Fucking A, man.
So, on its $10 million budget, what do you think it brought in?
25.
25, all right.
25. I gotta say somewhere around that.
All right. You guys are close. 22.1. So what's actually
Nice.
kind of interesting is every one of these films, no matter the budget, has made money. So X was 5 million, it made 15 million. Pearl was 4.8 million, it made 10 million. And this budget of $10 million ended up making $22 million. So it makes the money, you know, like it's not making fucking Sinners money or whatever. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but like that movie has made like fucking like $300 million worldwide. It's something
As it should.
But there's a good call that there could be a third Maxine film. I think is like, you could go a couple different ways. You could make a movie after this movie, or you could make a second prequel, so like a sequel to Pearl. So there is an interesting little juxtaposition that could be done there. So
Yeah, I could see that her dragging her husband into the serial killer thing with her.
yeah, that's just like not even touched on. Like really, like, you know where it gets to in X. You see where
there's
it starts.
few things. Yeah. Because he seemed to be digging it in X.
He's digging something.
Ooh.
So the filmmakers went like old school during the production of this film. The movie was made in the same way as it would have been made in the 80s. For instance, they used the exact same like camera equipment that was used in like 1985 and stuff to give it that kind of grain and everything. And like trying not to use CGI and everything to do like some they wanted to avoid modern trickery. So all of the scenes in this, like specifically the kill scene in the video shop and stuff, feels very 80s, like the slash across the face and like it just, I think there's like that it's not what like the story that's being told in Maxine that makes me like it so much. It's the vibe, and I am 100% a vibes guy when it comes to movies.
Yeah, they did a great job with the vibe, the whole setting of the Night Stalker being out there and the satanic panic going on.
For sure.
Yeah, that definitely set a tone, didn't it? And they used like 70s equipment on House of the Devil as well, right?
Yeah, and you can feel it in that one too. It feels like The Exorcist almost. Like it just, there's a certain thing.
Everything looks kind of softer from the 70s, and yeah, that movie definitely had that.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen that, Tyler? House of the Devil?
No, you're gonna have to get me hip to it.
Oh, dude, it's a slow burn, but it's worth it. Like,
yeah, the last 10 minutes are just not hell.
It's fucking crazy.
Some good homework for tonight, then.
Just picture like a Venom music video at the end of it. Pretty much what it is.
It's basically like some people need to hire a babysitter to like hang out at their house while they're going out, and nothing ever good happens to babysitters in the 70s. That's it. It also, Greta Gerwig, the director of Barbie, is in that movie. She's the best friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That,
what?
Not to ruin anything, but the car scene, that's Greta Gerwig.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, she got shot in the face really well. She did that great.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to give this a watch.
Yeah, it's super dope. I'm not sure where it's streaming or anything. If it's not streaming, I own it, so you can always swing by here, Tyler. Snatch it. But so there are like little like ties from this film that like harken back to the other ones beyond like just the story that I've never picked up on. So the Coke Goose, right? That's calling back to the goose from Pearl. that she kills.
You're right.
And then also the opening of this film has a young Maxine dancing and stuff, and her performance is the exact same dance that Pearl does on stage for the talent show or whatever to try and get into the dancing troupe. So it's like all these little nods to the other films, which I like. I didn't pick up on them through research, I found out, but
yeah, I wouldn't have picked it up ever.
So in 2024, right? So long ago. So long ago. This movie didn't make it into the top 10 of horror films for the year. But that's kind of because we are currently living in like a weird like horror renaissance. It's like a new golden age of horror. Like horror is making fucking money. So we had, granted, 8, 9, and 10 suck, but I think I've seen every film on this list. So coming from 10 spot up for horror last year was Imaginary, Night Swim, The Strangers Chapter 1, Speak No Evil, which we've covered on the podcast, Nosferatu, which we've covered on the podcast, Terrifier 3, which we're going to be covering on the podcast in December, Smile 2, Longlegs, Alien Romulus, and the number one grossing horror film for the year was A Quiet Place Day One. It made $139 million.
Damn.
So, but what were some of your favorite parts of this movie? We'll start with you, Dustin.
The part that probably made me laugh the hardest is when she's giving that monologue and she's like putting so much passion into it, and she starts crying, and then she's done with her words, and then the people judging her just say, "Can we see your tits now?"
And she's just
so
like
nonchalant, like
yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
can.
sure. Yeah, I can do that.
No.
Just totally cut the tension of her scene. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it's like, see this like real hard work she's doing? Yeah,
Mhm.
let's see those titties.
Yeah, she's really talented, but what do her knockers look like?
classic Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that and the ball stomping.
Oh yeah.
That
just-
scene is so shocking.
Oh yeah, incredible. I just love her in this movie because she's not a typical scream queen. She's a total badass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When she puts the keys between her fingers and beats the shit out of
Oh. Mhm.
That is my favorite scene.
Yeah, that was great. She was so rad in that. Like, yeah, she's not a scream queen by definition, I don't think.
No, like she's like above that. Like this
Yeah,
movie
there's-
is just
there's-
revenge.
Yeah. No, she just learned from her past and now she's gnarly.
Yep. How about you, Tyler? What are some of your favorite scenes?
Oh, dude, the key scene, absolutely. Just her not taking any shit. You see the close up of her knucks, and then she just walks up, music playing, just bopping the shit out of Kevin Bacon. Like, you see his blood just rushing over his gold teeth. Like, mm.
Oh yeah. My two favorite scenes are literally the scenes in which Kevin Bacon gets the shit beat out of him and or killed. So yeah, the fucking just walking up, he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Bam, bam, just fucking just lights him up, kicks the fucking mirror off of the car just for good measure and everything. And then the fucking scene with the car compactor is so fucking awesome. He's like, no, I can be bought. I can be bought.
Yeah.
Watch
You can
him.
tell he thinks he's gonna get out of it until the very end when he's just completely squished.
Oh yeah, and then the
Yep.
dogs go up and get a nice little treat. So good. Like I kind of, part of me, like, this one doesn't get talked about as much, and I think it's because everybody's wrong. No, it's not that. I think it's honestly because like how out of nowhere X and Pearl were. Like nobody expected X. Like, and it just comes out, and then it was like kind of that movie that's like, you haven't seen X? Oh my god, you haven't seen X? Blah blah blah. And then Pearl like comes out that same year, and it's like the sequel, quote unquote, to X, and it's like, what the fuck is this? It's like fucking like pretty dresses and all this stuff. Like it just is so fucking like off of that. So like that got people. And it was a couple years later, it's like the third installment, and people were like, not, I don't think you're getting any new fans to go see it. I think it was people that are already in on X and Pearl in that year that were then going to see Maxine.
I could see that.
So I think that that's kind of the thing, especially when it's like the third installment. It's like, well, I haven't seen the other two. I don't know if I'm going to understand this horror film.
Yeah, I skipped Pearl when I watched Maxine, so
See, and I would suggest that personally. That's just me.
yeah.
So, okay.
Tyler loves it.
Yeah, Tyler, what is it about Pearl? Like, and you're not explain yourself to me, mister. It's not like that, but like, what is it about that movie that like speaks to you? Because like the Maxine stuff for me is just the vibe.
And that's exactly it. I love the aesthetic of it. I love that, like, that charming, like, dreaminess when she's like in her, like, viewing things through like her lens, and then how everything just starts getting real like dark and derelict when it goes back to like reality.
Yeah.
I thought that was really neat. And I don't know, just something about that like descent into madness is just, I love it.
Fun to watch. I agree.
Oh yeah, that end scene is like top tier. Like I can say, like, I don't know when I'll watch Pearl again, but I will totally watch the end of that movie again.
Mhm.
Like it sticks the landing so hard. And like the fact, like, as the credits are rolling, it's still fucking going.
Yeah. Imagine coming home from war and thinking, oh, I could finally relax now on my farm. Everything will be lovely.
You know what? I'm gonna go
Mm-mm.
back to those Nazis.
I think I could deal with that easier than this.
Where's mom? So, Dustin, you said X is your top one.
Yes. Yeah.
What is it about that one that does it for you?
I never get tired of the trope of horned up people partying, killer on the loose. That's
Right on.
my favorite thing. I mean, growing up with like Friday the 13th and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll never get tired of that. You throw in a bunch of nudity and, that doesn't hurt.
Especially some elder nudity. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Very disturbing. Yeah.
I like myself a nice bruised crotch, God, I don't even know what to like. Okay, so the soundtrack of this movie I could just have on repeat all the fucking time. Like that. What was the movie that Maniac? When we covered Maniac, Dustin, you talked about like that kind of like synth score and everything, and that's what this film has again.
That gave it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
It took you right to the 80s, didn't it?
Oh, I love it. Just do 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 do. Like the easiest line to draw is like, you ever seen Stranger Things? It's that. Like it's just like, yeah, just give me fucking Moog bass with like a fucking like 303 drum machine and I'm good, man. I'm golden. But yeah, fucking God, critical response on this film. So like Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 72%, and they say that it's intoxicating with its maximal style. Maxine is an uneven but vibrant pastiche that drives a stiletto through Hollywood's heart. And I do agree with that, like the whole pastiche kind of thing. Like this definitely is cut out a little bit of this, cut out a little bit of that. It's like we got some Dario Argento giallo film here. We got sleazy 80s porn culture. We got fucking the nods to like when they show up on the back studio lot and you see the Bates Motel and the Bates house from Psycho 2 that they actually like, that's the actual house and hotel that they rebuilt on the I believe it's Universal lot.
Yeah, I heard that's still standing too.
Yeah, it's still standing. And like they rebuilt that for Psycho 2 back in the 80s and it's just there. Like
That'd be so cool to see.
I've never wanted to go to Hollywood before until I found that out.
Yeah, I think I heard Danny McBride talking about how they would dare each other to go up and just knock on the door, and he said it was real spooky.
Yeah, like that's the kind of stuff like you don't really see that in a lot of movies either. Like when she's like cruising around the back lots and stuff like that, it's just super fucking cool. And like me just being like a fucking no formal teaching, but just a like cinephile and stuff, seeing that kind of stuff is just like really fucking cool to me. Like the fact that this movie, it kind of reminds me, and not really, but like in a weird way, the only other film that I can think of is Wes Craven's New Nightmare, that takes place like on the set of them making a new Freddy Krueger film, but he's actually in the real world. So you're seeing like all these like meetings with Wes Craven and stuff, like as he's trying to make the new movie and everything. And it kind of has that feel where you're behind the camera instead of in front of it.
They did that before. Did they do that before Scream 2 or after?
They did it before Scream 2. Wes Craven's New Nightmare predates Scream. It's like
it's a Scream 2 totally ripped them off then, huh?
Well, it's made by the same guy. Like,
yes.
Yeah, Wes
just a one-trick pony.
well, okay. We'll go down this rabbit hole. So the first three Scream films were all brought to the table. The scripts were at the exact same time. The guy that made those films, and I can't remember, or the guy that wrote those films, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He also wrote The Faculty and some other stuff. I think he also wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer. But he brought those three to the table. He was like, this is the lineage that we're going to go. And the first director, the director of the first one was Wes Craven. So a few years prior, the second Freddy film that Wes Craven directed was Wes Craven's New Nightmare, I believe. He might have directed another one in the middle there, but I can't remember. But it was the first like meta horror that like Scream kind of gets the, it's the first one that has the social commentary on horror and all this stuff. And it's like, well, I mean, it kind of like Wes Craven's New Nightmare kind of did the outline for what they were going to do, and it's still directed by the same guy just a few years later.
Yeah, my history with Freddy is very, very small. I think I've only seen the first one.
Oh man, the second one's a fucking fever dream. The third one's arguably the best one. A lot of people would say my favorite is Wes Craven's New Nightmare. That a lot of people fucking hate that movie because it's like, no, he's not in the real world, and I'm like, shut up, shut the fuck up. That's the one that I grew up on.
Yeah, I gotta go through and educate myself on those too, because I'm not.
Oh my god. Don't worry.
That and Hellraiser, I've missed out on those. I haven't.
You just watch the first two Hellraisers.
Okay.
That's all you need. Just the first two.
All right.
Oh my god.
Did you see the new one?
Yeah, new one's not bad.
Oh, so good.
It's not bad. Those first two though. Oh my god. So sleazy too. Oh, Dustin, you would love it. They're so sleazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like me.
it's basically like fucking S&M aliens like from beyond the void coming to give you like uncarnal pleasures.
All right.
Wait, did I read you wrong? I thought
a little bit. From beyond the void, that's cool. All that S&M stuff. Oh, yeah.
Naked grandmas, you know, it's
I'm not
close.
involved for that. Yeah. I haven't found the pleasure in the whole pain thing and humiliation.
Oh, don't worry. Pinhead's gonna hook you up.
Okay.
Literally.
Literally and
My
figuratively.
dog.
Oh my god. We're gonna have to cover. Okay, so you guys aren't familiar with as Tasha would call him, Fredward Krueger too much, so we'll have to cover a Freddy film, and we're gonna have to cover a Hellraiser too. Then, goddamn, we're going back to the '80s. It sounds like sometime soon.
So
what is that? Kind of brings up an interesting thing that just kind of came off the top of my head. What's your favorite like era of horror films? We can just cut it into like decades, right? So like you've got like your '80s, your '90s, 2000s, yada 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 yada. Because like the 2020s is like stepping up to be like a really fucking good era for horror, just in general. Like depending on what you like, you've got like the X trilogy, you've got the Terrifier trilogy, which are the opposite ends of the spectrum in a way. You've got the Talk to Me's and the fucking Midsummers and all this kind of crazy shit now. But like granted, we've only gotten 5 years so far out of this one. It could really shit the bed for the second half. What's like your favorite decade?
I'm gonna go with the '80s. You got the Fridays. You got. I was a huge fan of Night of the Creeps.
Oh yeah,
it was fantastic. Evil Dead 2 was made in the '80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice. Nailed it. Thing. Yeah. The list goes on and on. They had a certain vibe to it, but I would agree that 2010s they brought some heat.
Yeah, there's a bunch of crazy
Hereditary, shit. Midsommar. Yeah.
How about you, Tyler?
I just got nostalgia for the 2000s. Like, you get so many good, just bad horror movies.
Yes.
And there's just that, I don't know how to describe it other than just like grainy, that like kind of almost like sepia, like how you have with like the Saws and but I love Seven. Like I love just all those movies that came out. The Grudge. When I watched The Grudge for the first time,
Seven came out in the 90s.
Did it? Okay.
Yes, it did.
Well, count the 90s too, because there's some bangers in that one. But no, like when The Grudge came out though, oh my God. I was scared to walk by mirrors for like a month. Like
scared
I was going
long hair. Or that was the thing. Sorry. I'm getting those confused.
Well, like if I was going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, waking up for a midnight piss, I'm like running down the hallway, dude. Oh, yeah. I'm not wasting any time. I don't want her getting me.
Yeah, like as much as I dunk on like the 2000s, because like the ones that most people think about, like your ghost ships and the like, right? Oh. Like there are other ones, like Saw is like the first Saw is legit dope. Like as much as it is like a meth fueled fucking mess at times, it's still pretty fucking cool. I'm not the biggest Rob Zombie fan, but House of a Thousand Corpses is fucking fun. You know, like there is some like some straight up bangers. What was it like? I think Session 9 came out in the early 2000s. That's a fucking like creepy ass fucking movie. Like there's a lot of good shit there.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, Session 9? It's got the dude from CSI Miami, the redheaded guy that always puts sunglasses on. I was like, yeah, he's in it.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I like the description.
Yeah, that's all I know him as. It's just the sunglass guy. It's Conan O'Brien with sunglasses. Since you said the 80s, Dustin and Tyler, you're saying like the 2000s. I'll say right now then, like realistically, like because I think of like the 2010s and there is a lot of good stuff, but Jesus Christ, man, like I think I gotta double check. I think Hereditary is before that.
Yeah, I think that was like 2017.
Yeah. 2018, yeah. So like that's like the end of the 2010s is where you start getting the A24 boom. Like love it or hate it, Hereditary is like one of those films that like got Hollywood's attention, and that's why we're having the glut of stuff now. It's very similar to how like in 78 Halloween came out, and then in the 80s you just got Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger, fucking Maniac. You got every goddamn fucking slasher. Like the 80s is slashers because of the one film. Hereditary comes out in 2018. 2 years later, you just start getting all this shit. So not that Hereditary is the first film to ever do that or anything, but at the same time, like its influence can't be denied. So yeah, I'm gonna say now, like, goddamn, I'm just so happy with horror films now, because even like in the 2000s, it was all the remakes and stuff like that, and like this is where my brain usually goes with the 2000s. Is like your remakes. You know, you got your Texas Chainsaw remake, and you got your fucking Amityville Horror remake, and all those kind of things. Now they're doing it, but they're doing like the legacy sequels, which sometimes are good, sometimes they're bad, but at least they're not just trying to remake the movie, because that's always something that kind of grinds my gears. God damn it. Back in 2013, though, I'm really selling it for the 2010s now. The Evil Dead remake or whatever, dude, that movie fucking ripped so hard by Fede Alvarez.
Yeah.
It has no right being that good.
I know. It's incredible. Yeah, everything about that movie. I still remember seeing it in the theaters and the feeling of, holy shit, this is gross, give me fucking more. And then crescendos at the end with the chainsawing the thing in half, is raining fucking blood. I know. I get pumped up just talking about it.
Carrie King kicks the door open. Yeah, we gotta cover. Have you guys seen Evil Dead Rise?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What are your no spoilers because we're not covering it or anything right now, but what were your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I like the direction that they're going with this new Evil Dead, I guess. Like, because it's the same vein as the remake, right? Like you would say that it's kind of in that same direction.
Yeah.
Now, I like the idea of the multiple timelines of the Evil Dead, like how you have like the different Necronomicons like over the course of the movies. Like this one's clearly different than the others. So
yeah, and a lot of people were pissing and moaning about that because they're like, what? They're just gonna make other Necronomicons? It's like, have you ever seen fucking Army of Darkness? Like there are literally 3 of them in the graveyard. Like it's just there. It just is. I'm sorry, bud. There just is. But yeah, fucking. I took Wesley to see that. Let's see here. He was probably like 8, 9 in theaters, because I was like, dude, it's gonna be fucking crazy. He's like, I'm good. And he was just balled up in his seat the whole time, popcorn bucket up to his face. He got all the way through, We left like when the film was over. I was like, "So what'd you think?" He's like, "It was gross, but that was awesome." I'm like, "Goddamn right." These films, however, I would not show him. Porn industry for a middle schooler, not so much.
Yeah.
But there's just something about that with like this series. Like, I don't know, like it's a taboo subject and everything. And I think they do a really good job of not like being too heavy-handed with like the seedy, kind of porn. Like it's not salacious. Like you do get like some fuck scenes here and there, but like it's not like it at no point does it feel like the scenes aren't warranted. Like it just makes sense in the scenes and stuff. And I think that Ty West just has a very good hand at dealing with whatever he touches, because he is on my Mount Rushmore of like modern horror, like the 21st century. Ty West is on my Mount Rushmore because he's never made a movie that I've watched that I didn't like. So
I'm gonna have to dive more into his movies then and let you know what I think.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I really liked these. So, if he's just putting out fire, after fire with like all these other movies, like I think it's definitely something I could get into. So
they're all different too. So like just as different as X's from Pearl from Maxine, The Innkeepers, House of the Devil. I think it's called The Sacrament is the other one that I'm thinking of. They're all different. And like that's what's fucking great is like someone like I don't know, someone that just kind of directs the same movies over and over and over and over again, right? Like someone like what's his fucking name? He did The Conjuring. Losing all credibility.
is it James Wan?
James Wan. James Wan, for me, directs the same movie over and over and over again when it comes to horror. He also did like Aquaman and shit like that. But The Conjuring, Insidious, Malignant, like they all just kind of have the same vibe to me. Ty West's films do not. If you did not know that he directed all three of these films, like they are so different, and same with his previous works. So it's definitely like you have to be in it to win it, because he's not going to just give you another X. He already did X. He's going to do
definitely
something.
good at experimenting, isn't he?
Yeah, like that's why I fucking love him. It's kind of like Jordan Peele. Like Jordan Peele's films are not the fucking same.
Nope. I was very surprised by Nope. Seriously, it's about a UFO that eats people? Right on.
There's a fucking ape in here that's gonna lose its fucking mind. All right.
Oh yeah, that's probably the creepiest part.
So my question is, as someone who's not familiar with other Ty West movies, what would you say his signature is as a director?
I I would say his signature is very similar, I would say, to Quentin Tarantino, where he is a cinephile that puts that on display in his movies. And it's not so much like Eggers when it comes to period pieces, where it's like fucking like 1300s and 1500s and shit like that, but it's like this feels like the 70s, this feels like the 80s. That's what I would say his signature is. So like House of the Devil set in the 70s, it feels like the 70s. The Innkeepers I think is modern day, and it's set just like in a hotel, and it just kind of has this like slice of life feel to it, but then it gets ooky spooky. I just think he's really, really good at like knowing what the vibe of that era is and just blending it up and putting it on screen.
Okay.
So that's all I gotta say about Ty West. He's my boy. So you guys got anything else you want to talk about for Maxine, or anything that's tangentially connected?
I don't think so.
I was kind of thinking it might be fun to talk about people who have gone from porn to being movie stars.
Okay, you got a list?
Yeah, and some of them were kind of
Hell yeah.
surprising.
Okay.
Like everybody knows Sylvester Stallone, right?
Yes.
But did you know Jackie Chan?
Yes.
Really?
He was not a performer, but he was in porn.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, he was an extra or something?
Yeah, like he was like
Wow.
he was there.
So he's just a fluffer?
Yeah, he was the fluffer. Just karate chopping dicks.
Yeah, punching through a, I don't know, drywall just to grab you. And
At least that's what I've heard. Like that,
Yeah.
that may be some disinformation that the Jackie Chan camp has thrown out there, but
Big Chan, they're just
Big
throwing out all that propaganda. No, that one surprised me. But my boy, David Duchovny.
oh no shit.
Yeah, apparently softcore.
Oh, of
So,
course.
yeah, he was never actually reaming anybody, but that made me very happy.
It made you have so if your favorite actor, whoever that is, right? If it came out that they were in porn, that just bumps them up for you.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can
Yeah.
I have no shade towards that, but I find that interesting that you're like, so you were like elbow deep in someone? High five. You watched that?
Elbow deep. That's a different story altogether.
Whoa! I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I thought this was an open talking discussion.
I'm sorry,
Right now.
not to be a prude or anything, but I think that might be a little different than just seeing someone get a blowjob or get railed. But
Oh, okay. This is different strokes for different folks, I guess.
okay, so let's go with Leslie Nielsen. You found out he got fisted before he did Naked Gun. You love it?
Yeah.
That tracks.
I see no problems here.
See, I have some evolving to do. I need to get more open-minded.
Yeah, I'm just sad that I didn't get an invitation to the barbecue. That's all.
Please don't call it a barbecue.
What? He's on a spit roast.
Oh. And then the last person I wanted to talk about, he did it the other way. Dustin Diamond then created
Screech.
a sex tape. He called it Saved by the Smell.
What? Saved by the Smell?
Yeah.
No, you don't name a porn that.
I know, that's so gross. But yeah, I was just, that's a bold move.
I'm not sure who that's demeaning to. So everybody involved, I feel.
Probably whoever's smelling, I would guess. Well,
Was this a good time? Like,
well, now that we're talking about Screech and smells and fucking Leslie Nielsen fucking elbow deep in somebody, I think it's the end of the podcast, guys. So, I'd like to thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Before we leave, though, just like everybody, give us some 5 stars, leave some comments, tell us what actor you would like to find out was elbow deep in somebody. We'll talk about it on the podcast. But for Pot of the Dead, I am Nicholas.
I'm Dustin.
I'm Tyler.
Come back and listen to us, or else.